Out of all the people that I've spoken to recently about what's going on, about how they're having to return to work, they're having to do side hustles, they're having to pick up second jobs, not a single one of those people have said that they're trying to buy a new car. They're trying to currently buy a house. They're trying to buy investment property. None of them are talking about vacations. None of them are talking about any of the things that you would think that we would need extra money for. Not a single person said that they are missing anything other than being able to afford the prices of food. This is outrageous. It is simply outrageous. The fact that we're having to get extra jobs, we're having to side hustle, we're having to have two full-time jobs. There's just only so many hours in a day. Just think about it. There are 24 hours in a day. If you spend 8 hours at one job and 7 hours at another job, that is 15 hours per day. Then you're expected to do the household chores. You're expected to go and spend time with your mate or your spouse, if you have a spouse, your children. We're talking about people really trying to live just with the basics, trying to survive with the basics. Now, I see a lot of people saying, hey, it's going to take this amount of money for Americans to be comfortable. And I'm asking you, do you all feel like even if you were making six figures per person, do you really feel like you could still do all of the things that you should be able to do in a normal society? Do you still feel like you'll be able to do all of those things if y'all were making 150 to 200,000 per year? Would that even be enough? And then how long are you willing to do that? How long are you willing to work two jobs? Like 15 hours a day, 14 hours a day, even 12 hours a day. That's a long day for somebody to have to go out and work. And a lot of people are working these 12, 15. I even have a friend that was like, my husband just finished doing 18 hours. There are only 24 hours in a whole day. So if somebody is having to work for 18 hours just to be able to afford a place to live, keep a roof over your head, nobody's asking anybody, are they looking at expensive places? Nobody can afford the truly luxury places. Nobody can afford that. If the average person in America is not making more than 60K per year, that's the average person. And I love to look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics because they'll give you, I think that you get the most accurate information from them because they're supposed to be the ones that are documenting and keeping up with how much people are making in this country. So I look at them and I'm like, wow, average people are not even making 60 grand per year. So where is all of this high life, this flash, all of this? It looks like people are really living very, very, very expensive lives. I don't have a car payment. Like, yeah, I got an Infiniti, but I have had this Infiniti for like 9 years. 9 years I have had this car. And now I'm just starting to break this car in with having to do such a long commute. I have to commute to go to work. And I love living in the country. I wouldn't trade it. I would not trade living in the country. I love living in the country, and I'm going to stay in the country regardless to what job that I decide that I'm going to work. But it's crazy. Somebody commented on one of my other videos and said even the Walmart vegetables have gone from 64 cents to 88 cents. Like, who can keep up? We are not getting raises out here. The federal workers are getting axed. The private sector workers are getting axed. Everybody is looking to make more money, not because they want to do extra stuff, not because they want to buy fancy cars, not because of any of that. People are simply trying to survive in America. And it's not too much to ask that we get raises. It's not too much to ask that when we are doing a great job, like, promote people, give people a little bit extra so that they can deal with the prices of increased rents and increased insurance. People are buying homes and they're saying, hey, nobody told me that my mortgage payment was going to go up like this. But if the insurance goes up year by year, guess what's going to happen? The mortgage payment is always going to go up. If the taxes are going up every year, guess what's going to happen? The mortgage payment is also going to go up. Let's not even talk about the people who are at the mercy of the landlords. Like, today's landlords are, they're savage. When we used to rent, we used to get notifications that our rent was going to go up the following year, and it was going to be $5. It was maybe going to be $10. But now, how much is your rent going up in 6-month periods? And if you're doing a lease, a month to month, there's no telling how much people's rents are going up. You have people who are getting their communities bought out, and they're given 60 days, 90 days to leave the community, because guess what? Everybody is so greedy that they just want everything that you got. They're going to they don't care whether you can pay it or not. They'll find somebody else who can pay that rent, who can pay that increased rent. I saw one lady saying that her rent increased by $1,600. Who does that? Who does that to people? And I know a lot of people say, don't call them evil, don't call them this, don't call them that, don't refer to people that way. But there are some very, very vicious, vile, and evil people who are out here controlling this society. As long as the working people just continue to make it happen, as long as the working people just continue to work more and more and more and work themselves into a grave, like, how, seriously, how long do people have to work in order to be able to retire? I don't even know what they're talking about the retirement age is at right now. I don't even know what the age is, but I cannot even fathom how bad this is going to get when they keep saying, they used to say, okay, you can retire at 60, and then it went to 65, and then now I think it's close to 70. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's close to 70 now. You're telling people that they need to work all these years, get a piece of retirement, a piece of what they actually put into the system, and then they just got to figure it out in their old age. Us, the working people, we have to figure it out in our old age. We get older. We're not supposed to be working all this time. But you know what? Warren Buffett said it best. If you don't figure out how to make money while you sleep, meaning that you got to be a business owner some type of way, but if you don't figure out how to make money while you're asleep, you're going to work until you die. And then not let's not even talk about the way they've put in this FinCEN, this money laundering thing that affects the small business owners, that affects the people who make less than 5 million per day. Who's in that category? All of us in that category. Only a certain select few people at a higher level are making more than $5 million per year. And guess what? They don't have to report to show that they're not money laundering. But all of the small business owners with LLCs, we have to report that we're not money laundering. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. This makes absolutely no sense. I don't know. I'm over it. Are y'all over it? Just trying to buy food out here is outrageous. We're having to go around to different stores to try to find the things that we want. Right now, stocking up on things, everything has gone up. The flour, the sugar, the canned milk, the everything, anything that you can think of, the canned beans, the frozen vegetables, anything that you can think of, everything is just has skyrocketed. And so we're going to have to be a little more strategic about how we do things. We're going to have to be more strategic about what we're buying, what we're putting our money in. And some stuff we've just decided as a family that we're just going to totally cut it out. We're just not even buying it anymore. We're not going to support the inflated prices. We're just not going to do it. And we're going to have to figure it out along the way, growing as much stuff as we can possibly grow. Getting those fruit trees. I don't care whether they're on sale or not at this point. I'm just going ahead and grabbing trees. And one of the things that we decided that we're going to do is make sure that we have different trees that have harvest in different seasons. So get those fruit trees. That's the easy button. Get you some fruit trees. Because one thing that you can live off of is fruit. You can live off of your fruit and vegetables. Even if you don't have anything else at the moment, you can live a life off of your fruit and vegetables. Get you more chickens. We're getting more chickens. We're going to have to do whatever we have to do in order to hedge this inflation, because this is unreal. I can't even believe it. Walking out of the store with one small bag and the other bag is not even full, and that's $100. I remember when I used to be able to go and get a whole shopping cart full of groceries for $100, and now it's down to a bag. So how are families supposed to survive? Y'all tell me, how are y'all surviving? What are you doing to hedge the inflation? Those are some of the things that I just mentioned that we're doing, but what are y'all doing to hedge the inflation? Because this is unreal. Rant over. I got to go back to work. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all on the next video. This is crazy.